A new terror threat could be coming from within U.S. borders, but it has nothing to do with al-Qaeda or even radical Muslims. A new report says these fanatics are demanding that America stop hurting animals and destroying the environment. They caused this scene in San Diego. That was back in September of 2003. How big of a threat are these potential terrorists today? Jeff Golimowski is a reporter from CNS News. He joins us now. Jeff, first of all, tell us a little bit about these eco-terrorists. These are homegrown, right? Americans.
Right. These are Americans who believe very, very strongly that they need to protect animals as much or more so than humans. And so they're going after just about anyone they feel are harming animals. So they're going after people who do animal research, anybody that has anything to do with the fur trade. And they can get very, very fanatic in their beliefs.
Yeah, and I know coming from my part of the country, the Northwest, they go after loggers all the time and spike trees. They also hit car dealerships. Who is funding them?
A lot of times they don't need a lot of funding. These are extraordinarily decentralized groups where basically you've got 2 or 3 people, a lot of them are college dropouts, and all they need is enough money to pull together some sort of explosive device or a can of gasoline. They'll go out to a Hummer dealership and torch a bunch of SUVs. The problem is they're starting to become even more violent.
And they're starting to also focus more on people. Jeff, take us a little bit inside their mind. How is it you make the leap from wanting to save the environment and the spotted owl to killing people?
It's something that's happening on the extremist fringe of this movement, and what we're seeing is they're moving away from their traditional philosophy, which was they can do as much economic damage as they want, and they're starting to move toward a more revolutionary perspective. I spoke with some self-appointed press officers for the movement. What they told me was they're seeing that it's just not working. They're not changing minds quickly enough. And so what Dr. Jerry Vlasic told me, who, again, is one of these self-appointed spokesmen, he said, look, at the point where nonviolent methods fail to change minds quickly enough, you have to consider all options on the table. And within the last few years, the FBI has started to see a spike in violence where they're actually targeting people. They're starting to use car bombs packed with nails, lobbing Molotov cocktails at the homes of scientists.
Yeah, so we're talking just about terrorists. That's what they are. These are not environmentalists. They are eco-terrorists. So how likely are they to strike? How closely are they being monitored when we're, of course, watching your regular Muslim extremist variety terrorist?
Well, it's pretty difficult, but the National Intelligence Estimate that we've been talking about so much lately actually had a section in it where it said it is highly probable that within the next 3 years, these single-issue groups, these domestic groups, are going to attack. Now, they lack the resources of an al-Qaeda, and they lack the strategic planning for it, but it would not be surprising at all to see car bomb attacks or other things, even similar to what happened in London, right here on American soil, executed by Americans.
And so they are very sophisticated.
They are very sophisticated. The FBI considers these single-issue groups, and specifically eco-terror groups, to be the #1 domestic threat, more dangerous than militias, more dangerous than just about any other group actually homegrown.
And exactly, and because they are homegrown, they are insidious and have access to all sorts of channels.
Right. I mean, these sleeper cells, it's not a matter of them having to get into the country and having to establish themselves in the new culture. These are, for the most part, kids who went to college and were brainwashed, for lack of a better term, into this extremist ideology. And these aren't just your animal lovers. You know, these aren't folks who belong to the Humane Society or even to the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. These are folks who are really far out there. They tend to go off the grid, so to speak, move into these kind of homegrown sleeper cells, and then start executing these illegal acts.
Okay, and is this something that you think Homeland Security is focused on?
Homeland Security certainly is well aware of it. The FBI considers it its largest domestic terror priority. We spoke with a lot of the Western field offices for the FBI out of San Francisco, Portland, Seattle. They said that this is something very much on their radar screen, and their joint terrorism task forces out there spend a great deal of time trying to infiltrate these groups and trying to stop them before they really do hurt someone.
Jeff Golimowski, thanks so much for joining us today. Pretty scary.